Please stay tuned for a brief message from Jimmy Aiken.
As Advent begins, StarQuest is producing more than 50 hours of shows each month, bringing faith and reason into conversations that matter. Each hour of content takes at least 10 to 15 hours to create, and much more than that on Mysterious World, given all the research and writing that I do. Our patrons make that possible. This season, we're inviting listeners to become monthly patrons at $10 or more, or to increase by $10 monthly. As a thank you, you'll receive a Mysterious World sticker signed by Dom Bettinelli and me. And right now, a generous supporter is matching all new and increased monthly gifts up to $15,000 through Epiphany, doubling your impact. Visit sqpn.com/give to become a patron today. Thank you.
3, 2, 1.
We live in a universe of scientific wonders.
Every day, scientists are inching towards breakthroughs which can change our lives.
We're playing our small part in sharing these wonders with you.
That's why today is a fine day for science.
So let's science.
So, Lino, for today's science, and as Caroline does this better than we do, but we'll give it let's give the people some content, yeah? Episodes.
Okay.
We were with Dom, and we did an episode on brewing coffee and, what the science behind brewing that perfect cup like a barista does. So today, as a follow-up, I just found this as Lino sips his coffee. So I found an article that had popped up from delicious.com.au. And the headline is, drinking 4 cups of coffee daily can lead to a long life and a healthy liver. So I'm going to go through that today. I want to just start by saying this is not a science website. I want to say that. So this is like a foodie website, and they've obviously read or pulled a few different references and put it together. And they're trying to make the case that coffee has all these benefits. So I'll go through this, but there are some caveats at the end I just want to talk about when I talk about this too. Because I don't want people to start drinking coffee and feeling terrible because they listen to this podcast. Because everything needs to be considering some other factors. So we'll get to that soon. So very quickly, it starts off by saying that morning coffee may be doing more good than you realize, as well as that mid-morning one and the one after lunch. Drinking more than 2 cups of coffee a day, well, some people might look at you in horror. The real coffee lovers of the world know how much of a boost these daily cups can bring to their daily grind. No pun intended. And next time someone gives you a hard time for going back for that 4th flat white, you can tell them that the science is backing your decision. UK hepatologist Professor Patrick Kennedy, a leading specialist in liver disease, recently made headlines for saying that he drinks 3 to 4 cups of coffee every day to maximize the anti-fibrotic benefits of coffee, which basically means it helps reduce and prevent scar tissue. To back up his claims, he cited a recent study, and there's a link to the study in the article that I'll put in the show notes, of patients with cirrhosis who were given a daily supplement of 400 milligrams of caffeine, equal to about 4 cups of coffee. The results showed that this had significant impact on improving liver function in these patients. He also cited another review from 2016 by the British Liver Trust. This found that coffee can lower the risk of liver fibrosis or scarring and cirrhosis, and may slow the progression of liver disease in some people. It also found that regular consumption of moderate amounts of coffee may help to reduce liver cancer, something that has been backed up by the World Health Organization's International Agency for Research on Cancer and the World Cancer Research Fund. The best bit, it doesn't seem to matter how you take your coffee, whether it's from a barista, a coffee machine, or out of a jar. And you can go to a previous episode of Let's Science that we did to find out more about the ways that you can brew your coffee and the science behind it. It also goes on to say that it's not just about coffee's anti-fibrotic effects. Coffee is also rich in a range of antioxidants and other compounds that can reduce inflammation and may help protect against cell damage. With all this combined, it can help contribute towards a healthier, long-living you. In 2017, a Spanish study found that drinking lots of coffee every day can extend your lifespan by a significant amount. The researchers found that participants who consumed at least 4 cups of coffee per day had a 64% lower risk of all-cause mortality than those who never or almost never consumed coffee. This effect was particularly noted in participants aged 45 years or older. As a 44-year-old, Lino, that gives me hope.
As a 47, that makes me
There you go. Gives you hope as well. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I've got a head start. You're on track. That's good. Head researcher, Dr. Adela Navarro, a cardiologist at Hospital de Navarra, Spain, noted, our findings suggest that drinking 4 cups of coffee each day can be part of a healthy diet in healthy people. Amazingly, study participants who consumed another 2 cups of coffee on top of the 4, so 6, reduced their risk of death by a further 22%. I love coffee, guys, Lino, but not me. I can't
do 6, bro. Yeah,
I would be bouncing off the walls, and then I would crash so hard afterwards. I couldn't.
Exactly.
Yep.
I know. Yep.
So, more good news for coffee lovers. This isn't the only study that has proven the health benefits of a perfect cup of coffee, or 6. Two separate studies, both published in 2022, found that coffee boosted health and longevity. The first, which took 10 years and followed almost 500,000 people, found that regular coffee drinkers were 12% less likely to die than non-coffee drinkers and up to 20% less likely to suffer from a stroke or cardiovascular disease. The second, based out of China, found that moderate consumption of coffee, whether it was sweetened with sugar or not, was associated with lower risk of death. More recently, research published in the European Heart Journal revealed that when you drink your coffee also matters. It found that people who drink coffee in the morning have a lower risk of dying from heart disease and lower overall risk of dying than people who drank it all day long. So prepare to meet tomorrow with an added spring in your step as you enjoy your morning brew, and then the added knowledge that it's doing you a whole world of good. Lino, what are your thoughts on what I just read?
Just how many coffees? Maybe I'll probably have 4 or 5. I totally have maybe 4 or 5. That's mostly for at work. At home, I'm sorry, guys. Maybe I've lost count. It depends on how many years. And
so how you have your coffee doesn't necessarily matter, according to the article. Yeah.
True.
So you're going for that extra 20%, aren't you?
Just something like that. The older you get, more coffee you consume. I must admit, I think we talked about it was depends on how the coffee is. You do tend to know the difference, the taste, the flavor, and the volume. The difference between, I'm sorry, can I say these names? I'm going to say it because I'm going to be in trouble. It's different between a Macca's coffee and then having one from a barista sort of style in a cafe in Melbourne.
It's all about how they do it.
Just how it is. How it is. And like you said, coffee machines, oh my goodness me. Some people will spend thousands and thousands of dollars on coffee machines. I understand that.
Because it matters, Lino. Because it matters.
Exactly. And it does taste so different, and just the way it's done. Look, each to their own, how you want to make your coffee. Look, I think we'll remember having an international roast. I'm sorry, I had to say it.
But apparently that's still good for you anyway,
Well, it is.
Yeah.
It is. It is, even though
the caffeine and the,
It's true.
I want to just talk about some caveats to this article as well. So, it's good that they quoted a lot of science papers and scientists and so on. So there's some legitimacy to what they're saying. I consulted our good old friend ChatGPT just to get some further clarification. And there's not a lot here, right? So it agrees that there is a lower cause of mortality from its search of the internet as well. So 3 to 4 cups a day, reduced risk of death. So it confirms that as well. And this holds for both caffeinated and decaf. So there you go.
True. That is true.
So
that is true.
There you are. They both have the antioxidants and bioactive compounds. And it's not just the caffeine. It's the other compounds as well. So ChatGPT also agrees that it can help with low risk of things like type 2 diabetes, Parkinson's disease, liver disease, especially cirrhosis and liver cancer, and cardiovascular disease. It reckons it disagrees with the article. It says that 3 to 4 cups is the sweet spot. So you still get a benefit, but it starts to decline. It's not so it won't be like you have 6 cups, you get exactly the same benefit. You just get a little extra benefit. Yeah.
True.
However, the good old phrase, correlation doesn't always equal causation, right? So yes, coffee is good for you. However, you still need to also consider other lifestyle factors that contribute to longevity in all of this, and a whole picture to your health as well. So coffee might not be beneficial if you have uncontrolled hypertension, certain arrhythmias, anxiety disorders, or insomnia. Pregnancy, you don't drink caffeine usually when you're pregnant, and sensitivity to caffeine. So also double check, because the benefits can decline if you load it with sugar mix it with heavy cream, or have it with in combination with energy drinks as well. So got to be careful.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh, coffee and any drink. Yeah, that's an interesting one there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So
Probably
it agrees that for healthy adults, 34 cups of coffee a day is associated with better longevity and low risk of many chronic diseases. But as always, the caveat is you've also got to consider the rest of your lifestyle as well to make sure that you're doing healthy things. And then there's added benefits from coffee. It's not going to help you if you are extremely sick to drink coffee. You're not going to suddenly get better.
That exactly.
You'll be in a better mood, but yeah. So,
a better mood. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So there you go. Cheers, Lino.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Let's Science is brought to you by StarQuest Media and is a fortnightly podcast that brings you the scientific wonders of our universe from a distinctly Catholic point of view. For more from Caroline, Lindsay, and friends, listen to the StarQuest show, Catholics of Oz. Find links from today's show at sqpn.com/science and find the Catholics of Oz at sqpn.com/Oz. Be sure to follow the show in Apple Podcasts, Google Play, wherever you can find podcasts, or on the SQPN YouTube channel. The generous donations of our patrons at sqpn.com/give make it possible for us to continue Let's Science and all the shows at StarQuest, which makes our nonprofit mission possible. You can join them by visiting sqpn.com/give. Join us next time for more scientific wonders, and thank you for listening to Let's Science on StarQuest. Here's another show on the StarQuest network you're sure to enjoy, The Secrets of Star Wars. Find it wherever fine podcasts are found or at sqpn.com/Star Wars.